Hello, what's up, everybody? This is Kawhi Hopkins here. Today, we're going to do another RHCSA style hands-on lab focused on one of the most important storage skills you need to learn on Linux. So today, we're going to go over creating partitions. So this is something you definitely will see on the exam. From what I've heard, I've heard this is you'll have some lengthy questions on this particular topic. So in this lab in the real world, you won't really see this kind of if you're new to Linux or if you're experienced in Linux, we're going to use NVMe style disks. Those are more for now. You'll see those in more newer servers or cloud, especially in cloud environments. You don't we're not going to use you won't see the SDB SATA disks. You won't see those much, but we're gonna in this lab we're gonna add a 10 gigabyte NVMe hard disk, and we're going to be creating partitions off that disk. So as you can see right here, I'm in VMware Workstation Pro. Those are you using VMware. I'm sure it's the same similar. In this lab, we're going to edit virtual machine. All right. Then we want to go to the disks. All right. We want to add a disk on a hard disk. Next. Then we want to NVMe, which is recommended. We're going to create a new virtual disk. All right. We're going to allocate all this space now. All right. We're going to do 10 gigs. If you don't have enough space, you can do 5 if you need to. You don't need to do a lot. Um, this is the file path we're using. All right. Then we want to finish. Now it's going to create the disk. Let's give it a few minutes. You can do this in I know I don't even be aware, but you can also do this in Oracle VirtualBox as well, or other virtual platforms. All right, so this can take a little minute to create a disk, but when you see it created, it will be located right underneath the 40 gig hard disk under that. So you'll see a 40, and then see a 10 disk. So this may take a little bit of time, but yes, this is one of the from some of the practice mock exams I've taken. Yeah, they come up with some pretty lengthy questions that you're definitely going to see from people I've talked to about this exam, and this is one of the important um kind of will give you as highly weighted is one of this partitioning and LVMs. That's a very high score task. So you don't get nothing weighted. There's no clear weighted on each exam objective. But from what I've heard, this is one of the ones that is highly weighted. All right. So this is creating. All right. Shouldn't take too long here. There we go. Starting to move there. Yeah, if you need to know how to do this in Oracle VirtualBox, I'm sure there's probably some other content out there that probably show you how to do this in VirtualBox. This VMware is my main preference. My main preference. I just think it's more stable on virtual or a VMware workstation. Okay, almost done. All right, just about wrapped up. Should see something appear in a minute. All right, here we go. As you see, we have a new hard disk, 10 gigabyte here. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to click OK. Right now, as you can see on my, now you see the difference now on my Rel VM1. So now we're going to start this machine. All right. All right. Okay. I'm booting the system up. So once we log in here, we're going to log in as a root account, and then we're going to verify. We're going to list out, verify that that disk is there. All right. We're going to introduce two new commands today. We're going to use the ls block command today and and the fdisk command today too. So, because we're going to first learn how to identify what disk that you have. Excuse me, guys, my system's running slow today. All right, should be coming up in a minute. All right, here we go. All right, all right. So I'm put the password in. All right, all right. Not sure why this is running slow today, but usually doesn't run this slow. But here we go. Should be coming right up. There we go. All right. So we're gonna click the terminal. All right. Go into the top of the root system, cd. All right, it's clear. All right, let's now understand where we are, pwd. So make sure we're at the top of the root system here. Typically, we don't want to do this in the real world, but this is just for lab and testing purposes. So we want to first verify that we have our 10 disk gigabytes and other disks that we have. So we can use either one of two commands. You can use ls block. All right. So as you can see, these are, as you see, we have our NVMe ON1. These are our important disks here. We have and these are the mount points to these partitions. To important files: boot directory, swap, um, LVM. Now, if you notice here, here's our 10 gigabyte disk, this NVMe 0N2. So if you notice, it says disk, and it's not mounted to anything. Or you can use, fdisk -L, and it gives you a little more detail on each disk. So if you can see here, this is our 10 gigabyte disk. So this gives you a little more detail if you want to look in that view, but let's clear. All right. So now, first, we want to create a partition. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to type in, we're going to just, we're going to use the fdisk command. So let's look at the man page for this. Man fdisk. All right. So just gives you a little brief what is the command, and let's see if we can look at examples. Let's see if we can look at examples of this. All right. Uh, Sample this command here. But here are some of the common options. These options are very important. Um, One of the main options that we're going to be using in here is I'll show you in a second, but there's certain commands once you go into the partition, like M for help. You'll see it right here in a second when we go here. Let me clear. Quit. All right, get out of here. All right, so we're gonna create a partition. So we're gonna do fdisk. All right, slash within a dev. All right, so we're gonna push dash. Let's see what the other one was. Making sure we have the same. Make sure we know the name of what the one we're linking for. This is very important. And this is the one thing I'll show you too. So we're gonna do fdisk. All right. I'm gonna put in a dev. All right, and nv. Let me go ahead and copy that. Don't want to make that one. All right, that's what we're gonna do. All right. So now we're in this command mode here in the fdisk utilities here. So there are different commands we're going to use for this lab here, and we're only going to worry about 4 of them. So M, we have M for help. So what we're going to do is click M for help. All right. So these are the commands we're going to really only worry about. So we're going to need obviously M for help, and you see this N option to add a new partition. We're gonna be working with that one, and P for print, and to write and save changes, we're going to use the -W option. All right, so now, excuse me. All right, so now we're going to click N for new. We're going to put N for new. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a partition, which you have primary or extended. So we're gonna do the primary. Use a primary. We're gonna default to 1 and default, and then we're going to, let's just say we're gonna make this, excuse me, let's make this 2G. I think it's, yeah. Gonna add 2 GB. All right. All right. So we created an 2 GB partition. All right. Let's create another one. All right. Gonna make another primary one. All right. All right. So going to default that one. Default. Then we're going to do another 2 GB, 2 GB, 2G. Oh, it's what the plus sign here. 2 GB. All right. All right. Let's make another one. All right. So, all right. So let's go. So let's go here. Let's go make a. Let's go make another one. So we're gonna make another partition. Default 3. Default. And we're gonna make that one a 2 GB, 2G, 2G. All right. Value out of range. Oh, that I needed didn't mean to do that. All right. Well, create a new partition. 3 out of okay. All right. So create 6 of them. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. So we're gonna write W. All right. All right. So let's clear. So let's do our ls block command. All right. So now here you see we have create 3 partitions. So this is how that's basically simply how you create a partition. So let's go ahead and note that. All right. So let's go ahead and create an extended. So let's go ahead and you know what? See what we can do here. Go ahead and create one. All right, fdisk. All right, new. All spaces prime partitions are in use. All right. So let's let's go ahead and delete a partition. So let's do part 3. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and check. Let's go ahead and check. All right, WQ for that. All right, so let's go ahead and clear. Let's go ahead and see what we have here. All right. So let's go to fdisk. All right. So we want to create new. So we're going to click default. All right, we're going to go default, default, and we're going to go, all right, plus 2G. All right, so we got 2 GB left, so we're going to create new. Now we got 3 primary, so we need to create an extended one. Um, so what we're going to do is create new. So if you see, it defaults to the extended, to extended. So, so what we're going to do is, so we're going to create default to extended. So we have 4, pretty much we have 4, we have 4 GB left. So we can default sector, and then let's say we'll do a plus, I'd say, I don't know, just say 2, 2G. Let's just say 2G. Or let's just say make that one extended. Let's just make that one a 4. That's 4 GB. 4 GB. 4G. All right. Oops, add a range. That's right. Let's say 2G. Oh, plus, plus. 2G. Let's put 2G. All right, new partition 4 is another extended. So let's make another one. All right, default. All right, so we're gonna do a plus, let's say 2G. Add a range. All right. All right, so there it is. All right, so let's write. Let's clear. All right, ls block. There we go. So you see here, we have 4 partitions. I know we have 2 extended, 3 partitions, 2 extended. All right. So now next we got that out of control. Let's learn how to create a file system. So to create a file system, you're gonna run the command mkfs. Sorry about that. mkfs dot xfs. All right. And then the file path dev. All right. So we're gonna put one of those. We're gonna create a file system on. We're gonna create a file system on the first one here. First, we're on this. Let's do this NVMe right here. Let's do that one. All right. All right. Slash. All right. And then we're gonna paste here. All right. So file system has been created. So, so in order to verify that, so let's go and type the command to verify ls block dash f dash f. All right. All right. Expected. Oh, maybe I did not do that one. Maybe I didn't specify that one. That's f slash dev. All right, slash. All right, let's go with the one we looked at here. Oh, let me go ahead and copy that path. Copy that. All right. All right. So let's go ahead here. Paste. All right. All right. See? There you go. FS type, XFS. That's what we want to do. All right. Now, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount a partition. So to mount a partition, we're going to let me clear this out here. To mount a partition, we're going to make projects. We're going to make a projects. We need to make a projects folder, and we're going to mount our partition to the projects folder. So we're going to do mkdir, all right, slash projects, and just one minute, 1 second. All right, all right. All right, so we're gonna make the projects folder. All right, so we made the projects folder. So to mount a partition, so we're gonna use the calling command. We're gonna use mount slash dev. All right, slash and let me love the tab complete. Let me see what. There we go. All right, so let's mount. All right, and then we're gonna mount it to that slash projects folder. All right, done. So let's use the ls block command to verify. As you can see, NVMe 0N2P1 is mounted to there. All right, so it's clear. All right. So if we wanted to make this a persistent at boot, and we'll make this permanent, we're going to use the command vim. We're going to vim, and remember, and guys, this is very important for the exam. Remember this file, this folder here. Remember this. So vim slash etc um, fs fstab. So you want to be careful here when this is an important here. So this is where you want to make this persistent. So if you notice, so there's two ways of doing this. So basically what you want to do is you want to insert mode, and you can add by the name or the UUID. So the UUID is pretty much more like just the preferred way, especially, you want to do this like an engineer. So like real Linux engineers use this UUID. So in order to find a UUID, so let's get out of here. That's WQ. Let's get out of here. So in order to find the UUID of this command, so let's go ahead and tab complete here. Let's go ahead and delete this part. And all right, we're going to use a new command. We're going to use find the block ID. So BLKID, all right, of this one. All right, so this is the UUID. This is what you're going to want to copy. So we're just going to take this here and copy. All right. So now we're going to go back into the fstab folder. We're going to insert mode. All right. All right. I don't think we don't need that on here. All right. I think I got that correct. Excuse me for a second, guys. So once that's there, going to tab. Oh, oh. All right, we're going to tab. All right, then slash the projects. Oh, projects. All right, tab. All right, projects, XFS, tab. All right, all right. Defaults. All right, 0, tab, 0. All right, so doing it this way is more like if you want to really do it an engineer type way, um, always use the UUID. Um, so to get out of here, so we're done here. Just make sure. All right, got everything correct here. So now we want to, excuse me. So we want to escape here, WQ to write. So this will persist on boot. So now, we want to, let's just say we ever want to update, we want to go back into the FS tab and update whatever we need. But if we want to verify and test again, so we're just gonna mount, we're gonna do another command, gonna mount, all right, -A. All right. All right, so let's check again. ls block. All right. So there we go. So we mounted it. So it should persist on boot. So to persist on boot. All right. So that's how you do it. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. Again, this is just very simple how to create a partition, to create primary partitions and extended permit partitions, and how to mount partitions to a file, to a directory, um, and mount a persistent uh, mount persistent via a for with a UUID. And so this will, once this system's rebooted, it will persist at boot. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I hope everybody got a little something out of this. Again, thank you guys for just joining me on my RHCSA journey, and I appreciate you guys. And you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you. Bye bye.